Hare Krishna. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Krsna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasthaya.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Gora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasthaya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Narayana.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Narayana. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Narayana.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Narayana. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Narayana.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Narayana. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Narayana.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Vrinda.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Haribol, Nitai Gaur, Haribol, Haribol.
Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Vrinda.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Haribo Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestayate.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestayate.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prasad.
Haribol Namaste. So this morning, we will recall and discuss the narrative or the pastimes of the devotees of Lord Krishna when they were here in this planet 500 years ago, especially the coming of Lord Chaitanya. So si Lord Chaitanya, bago siya dumating dito sa planet na to, lahat ng associates niya sa spiritual world, they came first. So Advaita Acharya, who is Mahavishnu, came to this planet with Haridas Thakur, Mother Yasoda, Mother Sachi. All of them came here to take part in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, to assist him in his pleasure. So, ngayon, kaya ko didiscuss to. Kasi dito natin makikita, kasi spiritual life is about cultivating. Cultivating, ibig sabihin, you take care of the garden of in your heart. The plant, the love that you have, you cultivate it. Ang difference between someone who is materially contaminated, iba yung cultivation niya. His heart is directed upon this material world. Kaya ang kinocultivate niya parate, yung attachment niya. At paghahabol ng kaligayahan sa mundo na to. Kabaliktaran sa devotee. Pag nabigyan ka ng pagkakataon, makita yung, o kaya you come in contact with this wisdom, you begin to see what you should be cultivating, what you should be doing in your life. So, makikita natin na when one is fortunate enough to come in contact with the representative of God, the spiritual master, he's given the opportunity to cultivate yung garden sa heart niya by purifying his heart, his consciousness, his mind. Everything he does is connected in or with having this opportunity and making effort to cultivate his relationship with the Supreme Person. Kaya if you make progress in your spiritual life, dahan-dahan mong yung attachment mo napupunta na ngayon sa relationship mo sa Supreme Person. Pero pag hindi ka nagme-make ng progress sa spiritual life mo, iba yung kinocultivate mo. You are going back to the world of the influence ng sensual enjoyment, material life. It's all about this world, your world, and this body. So ano ibig sabihin ng tinuturo sa atin? So si Lord Chaitanya, He came here to assist us by giving us yung process, how we can water the plant sa heart natin. That plant that has been planted by our Gurudev coming from Lord Krishna, the holy names. So ang gagawin mo lang, you chant the holy names and then kinocultivate mo yung plant sa heart mo. Then what will happen? Your heart becomes purified. Your attachment begins to refocus upon your longing for happiness, but it's directed now upon pleasing God, doing the will of God. And nakikita mo ngayon kung gaano kakalayo when your attachment is upon this world. Kaya kung nagme-make ka ng progress sa spiritual life mo, ibig sabihin nun, your relationship with the Supreme Person, you become closer and closer. Doon yung realization, Satchit Ananda, with your eternality, meaning your life, the spirit soul, awareness, you become aware of your true essence and your activities in relationship with a closeness to pleasing God. Kaya you gravitate, doon ka nag-gravitate. Ano yung gravitate? Parang, di ba may gravity pag ginanon mo, mahuhulog, napupul ng gravity. Okay. So ngayon, ang nangyayari, when you begin to purify your heart, your mind by chanting the holy names, what will happen? You, the person, the spirit soul, you'll gravitate towards wanting, desiring, praying to please God, to be close with God. Because of the wisdom that is given to us by Lord Chaitanya, by our Gurudev. Kaya makikita mo sa buhay nyo ngayon kung nagme-make ka ng progress dahil yung attachment mo, didetach ka na sa mundo na magbibigay sa iyo ng suffering. Kasi yung mundo na kinagagalawan natin lahat dito ay it gravitates towards this material world. At yun yung influence ni Maya or illusion. Kaya ang nangyayari, instead na magkaroon tayo ng consciousness of pure goodness, naging yung goal natin, puro material consideration. Kaya malagay ka man sa sitwasyon na you're given the opportunity to chant the holy names, pag makita mo sa sarili mo, hindi yata ang buhay ko nagiging malapit ako kay Krsna, or yung puso ko, yung isipan ko, hindi ko na-appreciate yung relationship ko sa Supreme Person. Kaya definitely, kung saan yung puso mo, doon pupunta yung isipan mo. Eh kung yung devotee, he prays. Lahat tayo takot na magkaroon ng suffering. Ha? Yung devotee, he prays na sana lahat ng sinful reaction comes to him para mawala na lahat yung sinful experience na nagse-separate sa kanya sa Supreme Person. And that is achieved by chanting the holy names, the Supreme Purifier. Kaya the more you make progress sa spiritual life mo, the more you chant, Lord Krsna will reveal Himself to you. Kaya ano yung revelation na yun? Kasi to be able to see Krsna, you must be guided by the Lord within the heart, the Paramatma, or what the Christian call the Holy Spirit, or they say conscience. Okay. So when you make progress sa spiritual life nyo, yung attraction nyo, iba na. Kaya pag nakita nyo yung devotee, nakita nyo yung spiritual master natin, for example, you can see that you're given the opportunity to, in your heart, Krsna gives you, even for a moment, this person is my representative. So nakikinig ka sa kanya. So habang nagsasalita siya, what comes out of his heart is the purity of his love for Krsna. So habang nagme-make ka rin ng progress, when you make progress in your relationship with the Supreme Person, the purity of your service, it becomes more and more close. Because your love that has been covered, you're now cultivating the garden in your heart. And that world is transcendental to all the sinful activities you did experience and you are experiencing now. You're in a different world. Kaya yung buhay mo, when you listen to the teachings of the spiritual master, especially, kasi yung process natin, it's about hearing. For so long, you've been hearing mundane sound. It's about this world. It's the sound that is dead. That everybody tries to remake, edit, or kaya formulate again and construct into another lyrics and tone, pero pareho pa rin, dead matter pa rin. And it's all about the suffering of this world. So ngayon, pag na-come in contact ka, you come in contact with the devotee of God, you listen to him carefully, the sound that comes from him is the supreme purifier, non-different from Krishna, and it purifies your heart. So ngayon, pag nagbasa ka ng scripture, ibig sabihin ng scripture, hearing about the pastimes of God. Kasi dalawa yung setup natin na to be very secured in your spiritual life. Without a doubt na yung ginagawa mo tama. Number one, galing sa scripture, mga banal na kasulatan na tinuro ng mga santo or saintly person. Ang pangalawa, yung Lord within the heart, which is externally the spiritual master. So, ngayon, habang napupurify ka, kinocultivate mo yung garden sa heart mo, ibig sabihin no, yung awareness mo, yung meditation mo is about a connection with this purity of love for God. Meaning, naintindihan mo, real love is not about loving this world. So, perverted tong mundo na to eh. What people do engage in and think na love, hindi love yun. It's affection, attachment to this world. My son, pero hindi mo nakikita yung spirit soul. My mother, hindi mo nakikita yung spirit soul. Playing the role of your mother. Kaya yung false ego, matindi yun. Kaya sa pag-practice natin, when we practice this purifying process of hearing the holy names and with the wisdom, we have this foundation of what we're doing. Alam mo kung bakit? Alam mo kung bakit hindi ka masaya? Alam mo kung bakit magulo yung utak mo? Dahil your awareness has become so clear na your connection is with that relationship that you're cultivating. Connection in purity, in serving the Supreme Person. So yun yung ginagawa mo every day. Then you gravitate towards that world. Habang nagchachan ka, you engage in the 9 process of devotional service, sa una, hindi mo ma-appreciate. Kasi pwedeng, yung hindi mo, the more na purify ka, the more na nag-engage ka sa service ng Supreme Person. Kung halimbawa, sa una, attracted ka lang, 1%. So 1% lang yung nakikita mo. Pero the more na you're getting closer and closer and closer, yun na yung mundo mo, becomes 10%, 15%, 20%, 100%. So iba na yung na-appreciate mo ngayon. That pag narinig mo yung pastimes ng devotee, immediately you enter yung world ng relationship nila sa Supreme Person. How their focus, their mind, their heart is an attachment in meditation, samadhi, ananda, experiencing of meditation because their heart, their life is devoted to the Supreme Person with love and devotion. Unflinching love and devotion does not waver, fix. Kaya ang nangyayari, when you're making progress, you're not touched by this world. Kasi you see this world and then you don't gravitate to this world. Kaya pag malungkot ka, because you're cultivating your relationship with the Supreme Person through the chanting, yung heart mo, yung mind mo will glide or gravitate towards doing the will of God. Kaya pag binasa natin yung pastimes ng Supreme Person, ang attraction mo, you have this longing or what we call transcendental envy. Hindi yung envy sa mundo na to. Envy rito yung nainggit ka dahil mas maganda sa sayo, mas magagaling siya, mas mayaman siya sayo, gusto mo makuha yung meron siya na magkaroon ka rin ng ganon. Iba yon. When we pray, we feel this longing. I do hope I have love for the Supreme Person and attachment that the devotees are experiencing. Kaya pag ang mundo mo, pinapakinggan mo yung life, living, wisdom, that gives happiness because it's connected with the pleasure of God and your happiness in connection with doing the will of God. You're not of this world. Okay? Kasi nakikita nyo yung mga competition, pag may magaling, alam nyo yung hyping, yung i-hype ka ba? Okay? Nakakita na kayo ng concert. Di ba? Yung kakanta doon, kakanta siya, tapos yung mga tao tumatalon, sisigaw yon. Hi ho! Okay? Ang sasabihin nila, hi ho! 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 He's hyping the people, okay? Lahat tatalon, hi ho! Hi ho! Pero, bakit hindi nila makita-kita? Na walang substance yung sinisigaw nila. Bakit? At yung living entity, tumatalon, pinipiga, hi ho, hi ho. Okay? Parang 7 dwarfs. Diba? Alam niyo 7 dwarfs? Ha? Hi ho, hi ho. Pupunta sa mining. Alam niyo yan? So, yun yung nangyayari. But when you come in contact with this mercy, pagmamahal ng Diyos, pagmamahal ng kasama ng Diyos, lahat ng devotees niya who comes to this world. Kaya pag punta nila, nauna sila kay Lord Chaitanya. Okay? Si Haridas Thakur, namacharya ng Holy Name, he chants 100,000 names of God. There's he chants Hare Krishna, in one place. Okay? Pero hindi nyo siya pwedeng imitate. Hindi pwedeng punta kayo sa cave, mag-isa lang, Hare Krishna, makakatulog kayo. Hindi rin nyo siya pwedeng imitate na pupunta kayo sa isang lugar, kagaya nung nangyari, may pumuntang prostitute, pupunta kayo, pupurify ko lahat, punta ako sa bar na to, nandito lahat yung mga prostitute, ipupurify ko sila, upo ako habang nanonood ng pole dancing. Alam niyo yung pole dancing? Ha? Yung may poste na ganon, tapos nagsisirkus-sirkus na nakahubo na babae. Okay? So, ang point ko, when you chant the holy names, you begin to see the difference between darkness and light. You begin to see what will give you pain, what will give you suffering. Pero mahirap kung ang may force sa buhay mo na ikaw lang yung nakikipaglaban. At ang gamit mo, galit mo lang. Okay? Yung galit mo ba, kaya ko to. Okay? So yung devotee, when you're very fortunate to come in contact with the eternal pastimes of Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, the spiritual master, you hear the holy names and you begin to cultivate the garden in your heart. Okay? This kingdom, the heart, where it's very sacred, you now take care of your love, that you protect it. Your heart, your life. Hindi yung heart na tug-tug-tug. Yung buhay mo. Okay? So, ganito ang nangyari. I'll tell you this story. It's about the pastimes of Haridas Thakur. So, Haridas Thakur, as we have heard in these pastimes, they go out and chant the holy names and invite everyone to chant the holy names together with Lord Nityananda. So they came here to engage in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, the happiness of Lord Krishna, to bring us back to the spiritual world. Kaya they come as God's mercy. So when you come in contact with the devotee of God, you're very fortunate. If you take that gift, ibig sabihin nun, you cultivate the garden in your heart by chanting the holy names so you can experience this awareness, this meditation wherein you can enter in the world of loving service. So si Haridas Thakur, nung nangyari yun, he's chanting the holy names sa cave. He's not an old, yung body niya hindi old. He's a yogi, nag-chant, very physically, yung body niya, healthy, okay? But time came na tumatanda na yung katawan niya, then, isang araw, nagtaka yung mga disciples niya, dahil every time magpadala sila ng pagkain kay Haridas Thakur, hindi interested si Haridas Thakur kumain. Hindi siya interested. So, na-worry ngayon yung mga disciple. Nagsumbong sila kay Lord Chaitanya. Haridas Thakur, I think he's not eating the food we give him. Kasi yung food galing kay Lord Jagannath na offering dinadala. Pero nangyari, hindi na siya kumakain. Si Haridas Thakur, dahil na ang katawan niya Muslim, pinanganak siya sa Muslim family, hindi siya pwede makapasok sa temple ni Lord Jagannath. Pwede ka lang pumasok sa temple. Tayo, hindi tayo pwede pumasok doon. Dahil yung forma natin mukhang hindi Turko. Pwede siguro si Haridas, pataasin mo pa ilong mo, magpaitim ka talaga, yung kilay mo lagyan mo, tapos magdamit ka ng Bombay. Pwede ka makapasok doon. Bawal pumasok ang hindi Bombay. Okay? Pero ang nangyari, si Haridas Thakur, nakikinig lang siya sa labas ng chanting. Pag nag-chant, Jaya Jaya Krishna, nandun lang siya, nanonood sa labas. Kasi hindi siya makapasok. Pero si Lord Jagannath, si Lord Chaitanya, comes to him. Okay? So, isipin mo, how wonderful it is that he cannot go inside the temple and worship Lord Krishna, but Lord Krishna comes, visit him. Okay? Why? Because of his love for Krishna, his affection, his devotion. So nangyari, to the point na yung mga disciple na worry at sinumbong nila kay Lord Chaitanya. So pumunta si Lord Chaitanya sa kanya. Sabi ni Lord Chaitanya, what is it that's bothering you, my dear Haridas Thakur? Ano yung nagbabother sa'yo? You're not eating your food. Sabi niya, do you feel something na hindi Sabi ni Haridas Thakur, no, my Lord, sabi niya, I know that your appearance in this world, your pastimes, is coming to an end. Coming to an end sa mata ng mga tao, ha? Coming to an end. And before it closes, I want to live first. Kasi he cannot bear the pain of separation from Lord Chaitanya. So dito nyo makita kung may make a progress sa spiritual life mo, then you have a relationship with the representative of God. Kasi ang spiritual master natin, makikita nyo how he loves his spiritual master. Yung mundo niya, kung ano yung buhay ng spiritual master. Our spiritual master, grandfather spiritual master, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, was instructed by his spiritual master to go to the Western world, to pass on the Vedas in English language as it is. Kaya yung Bhagavad Gita natin as it is. Kasi yung Bhagavad Gita o yung teaching ni Lord Krishna sa Western world, contaminated. Ang nagtuturo, nag-edit lahat ay someone who is not a devotee of God. At ang ginamit nilang basehan ay yung imperfect mind nila, imperfect senses, their illusion, and they cheat. And they conclude, how can a person conclude and give teaching about or knowledge about God when he's not knowing God? He's using his mental prowess or yung mental capability niya na nabasa niya. Matter din yung mind. Yung process natin, hindi naman aakyatin mo yung Diyos Bababa siya sa'yo. Lalapit siya sa'yo. So pagpunta ni Lord Chaitanya, He came down. And yung process natin is, He's approaching us. And yung process natin is, si Advaita Acharya is so much compassionate upon us. Sobrang mahal niya tayo. Nakikita niya na sa mundo tayo ng suffering. Pero hindi natin na-appreciate yun dahil nasanay naman tayong sa mundo ng suffering. Kaya pag may problema, yung paghahanap ng kaligayahan, immediately, pasok ka agad sa mundo ng kadiliman. Doon ka nag-gravitate, doon ka na-attach sa mga na-experience mo. Yung devotee iba, when you cultivate the garden of your heart with the chanting of the holy names, then you experience and enter this world of ananda and happiness because you're now connected with the pleasure of God. Kaya nga, sa Bhagavad Gita, nakalagay dito, how can we approach God? So it's about love, about devotion. That is the science of Bhakti Yoga. The practice we do engage in is the science of devotional service. Kaya ang mangyayari nun, yung puso mo, yung pag-ibig mo, yung inseparable sa iyo, yung happiness, it always gravitate towards what is sweet. Eternal relationship with God, real security and happiness. But nobody sees that. A person who can see that is when you're very fortunate to follow the process and accept the mercy of God. Receive it. And then when you sincerely apply it, ang mangyari sa'yo, you will gravitate towards that world wherein you experience ananda, happiness. Satchit ananda. Unang-una, you realize you're not this body. So definitely, ang conclusion mo, no material things can make you happy. Sensual enjoyment will not make you happy. Will not be fulfilling. It's just flickering. Then mangyari sa buhay nyo, natin, will be an experience of connection with the science wherein we cultivate the garden of our heart. Just like when Haridas Thakur, he knows that Lord Chaitanya is ending his pastimes, his sweet pastimes of this relationship of separation in meditation about that world that is transcendental, that is very sweet and gives life and happiness to Krsna himself. He enjoys it, the relationship with the devotees. And now he sees, my Lord is living. So he does not want to experience the pain of separation that Lord Chaitanya is closing his pastime and then he'll be left in this world. He cannot bear it. Yun yung when you're making progress in your spiritual life. You cannot bear in your heart to be separated from your spiritual master, Krsna, and that transcendental world. Because you are in samadhi. Alin samadhi? Ananda, the soul experience of this pure, loving relationship in harmony with the pleasure of God. And it happens when we follow faithfully, in obedience, sincerely, the love that is being given to us by our spiritual master, and is based upon the wisdom, the science of loving God. Yung wisdom na yun. Kasi yun magiging guide mo eh. The more you engage, the more na nag-engage kayo sa chanting, the more you gravitate towards this world of purity. Hindi ka na interested sa mga mundo, mga gawain na magpapalayo sa iyo kay Krsna. Kaya you become very sensitive. Yun yung meditation mo. Kaya mas magulo yung utak, nandyan yung material desire, the body will experience this old age, disease, and death, and the mind will always be troubled, miseries caused by other living entities, and you will experience sa mundo lahat, nag-experience ng anticipation, they cannot get what they want. Ang isa naman, anxiety dahil nakuha na nila. Pero yung isa naman, pag nawala, anxiety. Sa spiritual life, hindi ganun. You're always anxious to be with Krsna. But while you're in that transcendental meditation, you're with Krsna. It's different from material life. Kaya yung yogi, yung practitioner ng bhakti yoga, when he chants the holy names, he understands that he's now separated from the Supreme Person, but not really separated. Because his heart, his life, is in meditation, in samadhi, experiencing this relationship of closeness with Krishna's pleasure. So, ang mangyayari nun, what will manifest in your mind is your relationship with God. So, ngayon, ang eternal relationship is you're eternally the child, the friend, the intimate friend of God. So, according to your inclination, that sentiment will manifest. It will uncover everything. So you become now, in your life, sa buhay mo, pwede na sa katawan ka ng babae, na sa katawan ka ng lalaki, bata, pero ang relationship mo, si Krsna, is your son. Pero you cannot enter that world if you're contaminated with material conditioning. Kasi Krsna reveals himself to you. Kaya si Haridas Thakur, they're saying Haridas Thakur is Lord Brahma. They're saying that he's Prahlad Maharaj, okay? But Ang point dito, his attachment, his meditation, ananda or samadhi is completely achieved in perfection because of his life loving the Supreme Person. Yun yung Bhakti Yoga. So, yung ginagawa nyo rito, nandito kayo ngayon sa material world, pwedeng nandito kayo sa Never Land, Kibawe, parang Zimbabwe or Africa, layo, wala sa mapa. Wala sa mapa halos. Kasi pag tinignan mo yung all map, wala namang Kibawe ron. Nakalagay lang doon, hindi lang bukid doon. Ano ba yung area dyan? Ha? Hindi. Maguindanao province. Pero because the spiritual master, the holy names, comes because of Advaita Acharya, Krishna himself. And through his mercy, we come in contact with this science. So ngayon, if you're intelligent, you're fortunate, you apply the process, you cultivate the science of purification that will connect yung heart mo, yung buhay mo, then you'll be successful. You can make a stand. You become brave. Alam niyo? Ano mo? You have a brave heart because your heart is loving Krishna. Pero kung ang mangyari sa'yo, you have no shelter, you have no protection, then you always be a coward. Pag anxiety ka, may problema, you take shelter of Maya. You take shelter of illusion. But the devotee, he's very brave. He's gonna give up everything just to be connected with that relationship. Ibig sabihin nun, you're able to give up vices. Smoking, drinking, illicit sex, okay? Manipulation of others. Your life will be simply a meditation of rendering pure devotional service, of caring and compassion. When you are experiencing love for God, you'll be very compassionate upon others. Real compassion is not yung ginagawa ng mga politician dyan, na naawa sila sa atin, iboto nyo ako, vote me in position because I will alleviate your problem. Because lahat kayo, mahirap pa sa daga, ako mayaman. Bigyan ko yung bahay, bigyan ko yung pera. Okay? Ano yun? Hindi yun hindi yun ang compassion ng devotee. He gives you Krishna. You have everything. Ang question lang, will you embrace Krishna? If you have Krishna, you have everything. Like, lahat ng buhay ng material life, dito, lahat tayo, ang dami natin nakamkam dito eh. May cellphone kang, ano bang, bagong cellphone ngayon, 13 point, ano yun? Pinakasikat na cellphone nila ngayon? Hindi na eh, Samsung na yata na, ano yun? Samsung na, hindi na yan, laos na halos yung, dahil mahirap daw yung mga apps nun eh. Yung ano na lang, yung ginagamit mo, pero mas, yung model na ginagamit mo ngayon, may bago na naman. So, lahat tayo, dami nating accumulation naman. Pero lahat yan, zero. Lahat. Akala mo, di ba, may kasabihan sa buhay nyo ngayon, di ba? Sa bahay, dati kasi pag pumasok kayo sa bahay namin, you go inside our house, mayroon doon eh. A family that prays together, stays together. Totoo kaya yun? Ha? Totoo kaya yun? Parang hindi totoo eh. Ha? Kasi yung mga pamilya, pag bata, enjoy lahat. Pero pag lumaki na, they get separated. Even magkasama sila. Bakit? Because of lust. Halimbawa, yung tatay mayaman, ang daming bahandi, lupa, lahat. May 5 anak. Okay? At the time na paalis na siya, siyempre, andun yung doktor, yung lahat nag-iisip, saan kaya nakalagay yung mga titulo lupa dito ba? Sino kaya bibigyan nito ng... kung hindi ka palangga ng papa mo. Okay? So, sa dami ng mana, malay mo, palangga ng papa mo yung aso nyo. May ganun sa Amerika. Lahat ng yaman niya, hindi niya binigay sa pamilya niya. Binigay niya sa aso niya, $10 million. Ang nagmana aso. Kasi mahal niya yung aso niya. Pero bago pa lang mangyari yan, yung mga anak, nagmamaneuver na. Tingin sa mama, Pag papasok yung mama, titignan parang wala lang kung paano binuksan yung kahadero, lahat ng alahas. Okay? Pag patay ng mama, tatay, alam niya, buksan niya agad, kunin niya agad. Okay? Yung iba naman, nagmamaniobra pa. Nandiyan pa lang yung tatay, nanay, pagkapatay, yung bahandi, nakawin agad yung titulo. Iprenda, ibenta. Kaya away. So yung family ng nakalagay doon, a family that prays together, stays together. Kung iba yung dasal nyo, iba yung dinadasal nyo araw-araw, I, me, mine. I, me, mine. Me, I, me, mine. I, me, mine. Okay? Hindi ba ganun ang dasal? Let us put our life in the presence of God. Paano mo lalagay yung... Sino ka para ilagay yung buhay mo sa presence ng God? You're not God. Only God can protect you. Let us put our life in the presence of God and eat this bountiful fruit. Okay? Pero pag doon pala makita mo, kung konti yung pagkain, magkakapatid, habang nasa plato, tinitignan na kung anong kukunin pa. Okay? So dito nyo makita yung meditation, yung focus na hindi nyo napapansin because you got used to it. So, dito natin makikita, bago ako mag-closing. When my Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, and our spiritual master, grandfather spiritual master, is coming from Lord Brahma, it's divine grace. At the age of, later age niya, matanda na yung body niya, he went to America, he's just bringing the holy names, instruction ng spiritual master niya. Saka yung lahat ng binabasa natin, galing sa kanya. Okay. Punta siya sa Amerika, punta siya sa Boston, nag-chant siya, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, he brought the holy names to the Western world. And with the wisdom na dala-dala niya, the teachings of the saintly person. So, it has a great impact upon those who are sincere and seeking, and even though hindi sincere, they were given the opportunity to be purified, to enter a world of light. Pero wala siyang dala. But because he's a devotee of Lord Narayan, ang nangyari, hundreds of temples, ashrams, alam yung ashram? Thousands of hectares, mga cows nandun. Because he's a devotee of Krishna. Where the devotee is, Krishna's there. Okay? Kaya ang gusto kong sabihin, sa material life, zero lahat yan. So if you put one, halimbawa, 6 zeros, bokya, di ba? Zero. Pero pag ilagay mo ng 1 sa unahan, magiging 1 million, di ba? May value. So sa buhay mo sa material life, dito, mas anong hakop mo rito? Lahat ilagay pa may a family that prays together, stays together, zero lahat yan. Lahat yan, zero. If you put Krishna, it has value. Dahil makakapasok ka sa mundo ng pag-ibig. At yung happiness mo, yung ananda ma-experience mo. You'll be able to see. You become a person who is in harmony with the will of God, the pleasure of God. Kaya yung devotee, ganun yung conscious niya. Kaya na, pag nagbasa ka ngayon ng Pastimes and Devotees, si Haridas Thakur, kagaya nung Brahmana, yung devotee, mahirap siya, nagpunta siya sa association ng mga devotees, at narinig niya, pwede pala mag-offer kay Lord Krishna ng marangya. So he offers, punta siya sa mind niya in meditation, may dala siyang golden pot, jar, kuha siya ng tubig sa Ganges, puro sa mind niya, marangya yung pag-alay niya kay Lord Narayan. Kaya nung nagluto siya ng rice, kasi yung sweet rice, hindi man kinakain yung sweet rice ng na mainit. Pag malamig, mas masarap. So, inisip niya sa mind niya, mainit pa to, hindi ko pwedeng offer kay Lord Krishna. So, ibig sabihin, he relates personally to Lord Narayan. Kaya nangyari in his meditation, habang nagme-meditate siya, Sa mind niya, tinouch niya yung niluto niyang sweet rice. Pag-touch na, napaso siya, nabigla siya. Ba't ako napaso? And then, Lord Krishna, Lord Narayan, just watching, smiling. And then, all the goddess of fortune became, they wonder and ask Lord Narayan, how come you're smiling? And Lord Narayan sent his devotees to fetch the Brahmana. Okay? That person is cultivating his relationship with love in offering to God. So ngayon, si Advaita Acharya, he invited Lord Chaitanya to come to us, the holy names. You see how fortunate we are. So all what we have to do is chant the holy names. But, and when you make progress, you enter the world of Ananda, that happiness of a relationship with the devotee of God and Lord Krishna. That is your protection. Okay. So, there is a saying I usually say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Ibig sabihin nun, wala kang tinanim, wala kang anihin. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. So, pag gutom ka, may pagkain dyan, kain ka para mabusog ka. So, ibig sabihin nun, it's about you experiencing in reality a relationship with the Supreme Person, an experience you should be engaging in and doing. You're relating to God. And He comes as the devotee, as the holy names. So that is God's mercy towards us. So habang nag-make a progress, this world becomes non-attractive to you. But you see, it belongs to Krishna. Yung happiness dito, you're not anymore. Immediately, if the mind tells you, why don't you try to experience against that sensual enjoyment? But you do understand, alam mo na, you have been doing that for years and years, on and on and on. Kamot ka ng kamot, pero hindi ka naman talaga sumasaya. Mas kumakate. Kaya, ibig sabihin nun, kung hindi ka nag-make progress, you're not making progress in your relationship of purity, hindi mo na-cultivate yung garden of your heart, you will be gravitating toward this material world. Then you'll be shackled, you'll experience the pain, the separation. Yung devotee, alam niya, he's separated from God. But because of the mercy that he receives through the chanting, he's connected with Krishna. Sa spiritual world, sa transcendental environment, 1 minus 1, 1. Sa material world, 1 minus 1, 0. You give everything to Krishna, you have everything. It's a different world. Is it clear sa inyo? So it means you must make effort to be brave. But if you're a coward, you're just like the rabbit. The problem is there. Birth, death, disease, and always. Gagawin mo, pikit mo. Mata mo, wala yan, dito to yan, dito to yan, dito to yan. Nandun na yung big bad wolf. Mas dali ka kaunon kay nakapiring man imong mata. Okay? Kagaya ng ostrich. Nandyan na yung papatay sa akin. Ang gagawin niya, pasok niya yung ulo niya sa butas. Hindi nag-i-exist yung suffering. So, be intelligent. And take this mercy, take this love that is inseparable from you, the joy of serving Krishna. Haribol, namaste.
Haribol. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa namine, Gora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasnaya Te.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa namine, Gora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasnaya Te.
Siddhaswarupananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sate Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sate Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Gopala Govinda Rama
Krishna
Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama
Krishna
Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama 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 Madana Mohana Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Goranga Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Goranga Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prastaya Te